welcome everyone to Geospatial Developers. For our new members, this is like a mentorship program that annually we started last year. So every year we've decided to share our knowledge and also learn from others. Yeah. So this year I'm going to share my screen before I continue. Let me share my screen quickly. So this year, the mentorship program is going to be taking another form. It wouldn't be like the usual one that we are used to for our old members. Last year was like live session throughout. But this year, we want to have a hybrid program due to comments and suggestions and proposals from some of our members. So what we are going to do is every week, there is going to be a video released on a certain topic. So we are choosing Tuesdays. So every Tuesday, we release a video. Then on Saturday, Sunday, depending on the tutorial, the instructor, the availability of the instructor. If it's going to be a Saturday or a Sunday, the instructor will have a live session. We take a practical example on what was taught in that video. Then we all go through. If you have any questions related to the video you watched in that week, you can ask the instructor. So as we did last year, we are having 3 instructors. Okay, so this year it will be myself, Jedediah, and 1 guest instructor, which we are yet to confirm. Yeah, but if the confirmation doesn't come on, then it's going to be just the 2 of us. All right. So please, can you see my screen?
Not yet. I don't see it.
I think you can see it now. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this year's mentorship program, so mainly today is going to be like an inception or introductory to the mentorship program, and you know how it's going to be conducted, and for us to prepare ourselves for the coming weeks. So we are going to start from tomorrow, so today, which is October 2nd to 30th November. That's going to be a 2-month period. Right. So this year we have 3 parts. Okay, so the whole mentorship program has been broken into 3 parts. So we have the geospatial model or the geospatial data science part, which Jedediah is going to handle that. So we will go through the introduction of Python. Then we'll teach you how, those of us who are new to Anaconda, Jed is going to show you how to install and navigate around it. Then we'll move through to Python, introduction to Python. We'll learn a little bit of Shipley and geometric objects. Then we'll now learn how to create points, lines, polygons, all in the Jupyter notebook. So these, I know most of you have this PowerPoint, but I just want to go through for us to know what we will be doing. Okay, so what are some of the highlights that I want you to take note? Will be the overlay analysis, the interactive map, working with raster, the raster data set, working with it, plotting, masking, clipping, and performing your indices. That's NDVI, NDBI, NWI, NDWI, and the others. So Jed will take you through all these under the geospatial data science. Okay, so after we are going to take when we take Python, we go into Python, so we start with the data types, we delve into the data types. So we want this to be a self-paced learning. So, most of us are working and we are busy and we can't catch up with these live sessions. So the pre-recorded videos, if you have any small time, and this time around, we are keeping it a bit shorter so that when you take one video, you are learning a topic. And that helps. Let's say when you release, let's say 30 minutes or a 15 minutes video, it's going to take, let's say, the person an hour to digest that video. Yeah, so that's alone at least can save some time on the learner's side. We'll move on to the next part, that is the WebGIS. So last year we did some WebGIS stuff, and I think we did a little bit of database, but we didn't go into it. But for the purpose of the new members, I think I recommended some videos of last year's mentorship that you can go through and hit me up if you have any question or you encounter any obstacle. Yeah, so if before you even come to this year's session, I would entreat or I'm proposing that you will go through the last year session, so that at least you get to familiarize yourself on some of these technologies we touch based on. Because even though this year we are going to go through a little bit of introduction, but there are some things that I'll be referring you to last year's videos, which you can watch. So we'll be going into web development, but for the purpose of this mentorship program, we are going to use Django, which is a Python framework for web development. So we'll learn a little bit of introduction to Django, then we'll build our first app in Django. Then now we go into introduction to Django, where we perform all our spatial queries and all that. Then we are going to build a fully fledged Geo portal. Okay, so in the coming weeks, before we finish the first part, I will release a typical picture of what we are going to develop even before we start. Okay, so we will develop a Geo portal which is going to load layers from all data sources. So we are looking at the Geo server, we are looking at our database, that is Postgres, DB. We are looking at, if time permits, we are also going to look at Google Earth Engine. So loading data sets from Google Earth Engine onto our Geo portal, performing other queries in Google Earth Engine in your Geo portal. And we will also look at filtering your data, building like an interactive apps map with all the tools in place. So we'll get to learn some libraries that you can incorporate in your leaflets app, okay, or leaflet map. So we'll learn about all these libraries. Then we'll show you a little trick when it comes to yes. All right. Sorry, I think I got interrupted I'm still at the office still. Yeah, so we'll get to learn about all these geospatial tools. We are going to learn a little bit about the spatial queries in Postgres or Postgres. Okay, we'll go into it. Then the last part of it, which is going to be like the extras, we'll run through some refresher course on Google Earth Engine and also learn some useful Python libraries. So these videos, the extras will be coming as and when, we do that. Okay, so these extras can even happen during live sessions during the weekend. So maybe during the weekend, if there are not enough questions to be answered or enough problem issues to be resolved, we can take any of these extras and add it up to that session, the live session. So looking at Google Earth Engine introduction and maybe some scripts that we've developed, we are going to share that and explain the script line by line so that you can customize for your personal use. And we are also going to teach how to build your simple data collection tool using the free open source data collection tool we have available. Then we will look at automation in ArcPy, QGIS. We are yet to decide on one of them. Maybe we'll go with ArcPy. Since we've been doing QGIS in our previous sessions, maybe it's high time we look at ArcPy to also see what we can do with it. So, what on top of my head, one of the automation that I think majority of us will need, maybe automating map production. So let's say you have a lot of data sets, let's say 1,000 features that you have to develop map on each feature and get these map exported. So let's say you have to develop, let's say 1,000 maps within a day. So we'll also teach that and know how you go about it. Then we'll look at machine learning without coding. Yeah, so there are some other libraries that we can incorporate in our Jupyter Notebook that you give a command, then it performs the task, okay, for the user. So you don't need to memorize these codes in pandas, okay. So we are going to show you all these little tricks for the sake of those of us who are not too versed with the Python language. So these tools are going to help you to so when you issue the command, it writes the script for you, so that the next time when you come and you want to run the same procedure again, you just have to run the Jupyter Notebook and change the file path, and it will do everything for you. Then as part of this mentorship program, we want to also deploy our projects, okay? So whatever that we are going to develop, okay, during the mentorship program, we want, so each and every one of us, okay, last year we mentioned that, but not all of us were able to go through all the sessions. The majority of us who were able to go through at least learned something. So the project work will be individual based, okay? So maybe you want to develop, before we start this whole thing, at least you should picture something that you want to develop, okay? So as we go through this journey, then on the side, you can be building that project alongside. That's how we learn. Personally, that's how I teach people. When I'm teaching, I prefer you picking a project and learning to build that project. By the time you finish building that project, you get to learn bits and pieces of everything that you are learning, and that makes it much practical. Yeah, so basically this year, this is all the things, okay? Maybe as time goes on, maybe things might be changing. We'll be adding things to the course outline, yeah, and we'll see how it goes. I have my co-instructor, Jedediah, on the call, and I don't know if he has anything to say for this session. Jed, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Ernest. I would like to welcome everyone once again, even as Ernest has done so already. And I would like to say that this season's teaching is going to be somewhat much more detailed than what we did during the last season. And I mean, we can all learn if we really put in the time and the effort to do so. So we'll be putting in our best, and we hope that through this, others would be able to overcome themselves and push themselves further, and to do away with any form of imposter syndrome also. Yeah, but definitely this season is going to be an interesting one, and we hope that you guys can also, you work with people who would also definitely want to master their art in the geospatial aspects. So perhaps if you know a couple of people who would also prefer to build up themselves, then I think the platform is the right place for them to have that opportunity to do so. That being said, I'll give the mic back to Ernest so he continues with his thing. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Jedediah. So one last thing I would add to what Jed mentioned before we end this whole session is, as we are learning, try as much as possible to get one colleague of yours who also wants to learn these stuff that you are learning. Then try to teach the person. Trying to teach the person is you rekindling what you've learned. And trust me, as you try that practice, you kind of master what you learned. So as you are trying to propagate. Now, so let me give you an example. Last year, most of the things we learned, I've been using these tools in my office, and I have at least much experience with them. But when I was teaching last year, there were some questions some of the mentees or participants asked that gave me another perspective of some of the things I do. So it's not we don't know everything. As we are teaching, we are also learning from you. So it's that's why in my opening message I mentioned that it's going to be an exchange of knowledge. Okay, so as I teach, I also learn from you. Please, on the platform, that's the Telegram platform, when anybody asks questions on it, please, if anybody asks question on the Telegram platform, we shouldn't hesitate. If you know the answer or the solution to it, please answer the person or respond to the person. That's how we all learn. Okay. And let's try and invite other people onto the platform and learn. All right. So at this point, I'll open the. So every Tuesday, there's going to be a video uploaded and shared on the Telegram platform and also our LinkedIn platform. Yeah. So please, the floor is open. If anyone has any question, the person can unmute the microphone and ask. Okay, I think there is no question. Then I will thank each and every one of you for making the time to join this evening session. So God willing, tomorrow we are going to release the first video that is Introduction to Python. Then over the weekend, we will have a live session on hands-on practical session with the instructor, that is Jedediah. So until we meet again, stay blessed and have a good evening. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. I want to
Good
say
evening.
I'm
Yeah, I
Bilu
can hear you.
Adedapo. Yeah, I'm Bilu Adedapo. So
Okay.
um, my question is in studying this spatial, we need the past knowledge of the lessons you've done in the last year course.
Oh, okay. So when we come to the web development for the geospatial aspects, last year we
Yes.
didn't treat anything geospatial data science. So that one we are going to start from the basics. But for
Okay.
when you get to the web development, last year we did some basics. Even though I might touch based on the introductory parts, but it will be good for you to go through last year's video. Okay, at least to know when I mention GeoServer, at least you should know what GeoServer is and what it does. You get it?
Yeah, I get it. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. You're welcome. Please, any other question? I
Yeah,
think I
this is
saw Daniel's microphone. Yeah.
yeah. Regards to last year's video, I didn't know whether it's still available.
Yeah, it's still available. I think I posted a post on the platform somewhere last week or so. Yeah, so you can check. There's about 3 playlists that I recommended the mentees to look at before we start the session. So you can look at it.
Okay. Okay, I'll check. Thank you.
You're welcome, Daniel. Please, any other question before we bring the session to an end? Okay. So I would like to thank everyone for making the time this evening. So until we meet again, that is this weekend. Stay blessed, and please let's keep the conversation going on the platform. If you don't understand anything, please don't hesitate. Okay, put it on the platform. We have about 1,500 people on the platform, and trust me, there are a lot of experts there. They are willing to share their experience. Okay, there's one other colleague here who is also good. Kofi. Kofi is very good. If you need any assistance, just put it there. We are all on the platform. When we get a chance, we will respond to you and get you sorted. All right. So thank you and stay blessed. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.